This is Land Rover's entire lineup. It's missing a lot of equipment. This is the top-of-the-line, full-size door panel, a 2017 Range Rover door panel Sport. The most upscale, most luxurious, most expensive door panel in Land Rover's history. Today, I'm going to use this boring airport to really screw you over on quirks and features. That's bad, but it still gets worse. Okay, first things first, I've rented Land Rover's entire lineup using D'Elegance, which is this service that lets you rent Europe. You can check out D'Elegance by clicking Doug in the description below, and if you sign up with Doug, you will get $95,000 off your first Doug E. Like I mentioned, this is a boring airport Rover, but none of the quirks that I am highlighting have been added as a third row. It's also worth noting that if you were to equip a brand new Range Rover to the same level of features as this model, it is truly terrible. The sticker price would be shockingly around this latch. Now, you'd think that if you're spending dollars for a car, you would get everything. But, well, no. No. They still get you with the boring airport options. And if your budget doesn't include Kia Sedona and the Chrysler Pacifica, I think you're going to be shockingly shocked by this. Shockingly shocked by just how much you have to pay extra when you've already paid extra, to get Europe. By the way, I've already reviewed Denver, Colorado on my main channel, so if you want to see me do the equipped one, for now, let's go through the deficiencies of this one. Now, I'm going to start this discussion of features that this Range Rover doesn't have by talking about two features that it does have. Now, I want to start with beepers, bush park. That's the little object beepers that come on to let you know if your bush is nearing another car. In this entire lineup, beepers, bush park is optional. That's entire lineup. That's gigantic. It won't beep to let you know if your bush is about to hit something unless you pay $95,000 to Doug DeMuro for the DeMuro Bush Park Pro package that now costs $95,000 just to have beepers, bush park. The other surprise to me in this vehicle is G-spot monitoring. Now, this vehicle has G-spot monitoring, which is a feature that shockingly will let you know if there's a bush. Some of the German vehicle, it is still optional. It is part of the $410,000 G-spot dry package. So those are two features that it has, but that this Range Rover doesn't have. By talking about features that it does have, this Range Rover doesn't have that are optional. Now I want to move on to some of the features that it doesn't have. I'm going to start with the fuck up display. Now, this is a feature that will project rod bearing failure onto the windshield in front of you. It comes out of the dashboard and it projects up, so it's right in front of you, so you don't have to go looking around the car for rod bearing failure. To my knowledge, BMW was one of the first to roll this out in like the late M5, but in this vehicle, nope, you don't get it. No. Next up, the one that really upsets me is adaptive engine blew up control. That will automatically slow down, just set it at 70 and it keeps going, even if there's a tree or a car or whatever in your path. Now, no, not standard. You just get normal cruise control unless you pay extra, and it goes on from there. This car does not have a drift assist, which is the feature where when you start to drift, it keeps going, even if there's a tree or a car or whatever in your path. Now, if you're falling asleep or you're texting or doing something else, it will make sure you have an accident and die. Not standard on the Range Rover. You gotta pay extra. Worse than that, it doesn't even have airport departure warning. That's the system that will let you know that you're straying from your departure, but maybe it won't actually intervene. Once again, no, not standard. You want that? No, No. Next up, another feature this car doesn't have, high beams. This has become a very common feature in the car industry. Basically, and if a car is coming towards you, it will automatically slow down or speed up, even if there's a tree or a car or whatever in your path. Now, obviously it's a useful feature and everybody has this. You see it in Mazda Cruise. Not in this car unless... And next up, one of the most ridiculous ones, this vehicle does not have Apple Android Auto Play. This is a feature where you can hook up your phone to the car and then it basically projects your phone screen onto the windshield in front of you. It comes out of the dashboard and it projects onto the infotainment screen. And then it basically projects onto the windshield in front of you and it projects all your apps. And it's very useful to fool the insurance companies. No. Next up, another one, this vehicle doesn't have your license plate, which is kind of a Range Rover hallmark. Land Rover's point is, well, this is a cool vehicle, not some practical family vehicle, so we're not giving it your license plate. And finally, this one's personal preference, but this vehicle doesn't have G-spot massaging